Aloha and mahalo for joining us on this Aloha Friday on Island Life Live. A flood watch for Kaua'i has just been canceled, but all eyes remain on the Garden Isle as people recover from the damage left behind from last night's floods. Take a look at some of these images, vehicles underwater and the debris being pushed through Wailua River. Whew, kind of hard to look at, because we have a lot of family there. So yes, we actually have team coverage on this story today. Our Island News team has been on the ground working on this story all day, both in studio and on Kaua'i, and we'll have the latest on what's happening in the community.
But first, let's head on over to our Island Weather Chief Meteorologist, Pete Cajano, with the latest on this weather alert day. Pete?
That's right, and it's some incredible images there, and we had some intense thunderstorms. We had a severe thunderstorm watch and warnings in effect last night for Kaua'i that barely ever happens in Hawaii. And rainfall rates and totals, we had rainfall totals of over a foot in some locations on the Garden Isle. And it's not over yet. Our flood watch has been canceled. That is the good news for Kaua'i, but that may go back in effect by as early as tomorrow. We have additional showers that we're watching right now south of Kaua'i, so we're going to continue to keep an eye on these showers as they get closer. Also, as we take you elsewhere into the Big Island, we do have some scattered areas of rain we're watching there as well, so we're going to continue to watch not only for tonight, but potentially as we head into the weekend, additional showers that could develop. Right now, that rain south of the Kaua'i area, about 45 miles away, so that is some very heavy rain. We're getting rainfall rates about a foot per hour, so what that is actually our radar getting confused, and likely that is hail falling. When you get a number that big, that is basically our computer algorithm getting confused a little bit, and that indicates likely hail with this cell. So we're going to have to watch this very closely. It is, again, about 45 miles away, so we're looking about an hour and a half, 2 hours away from Kaua'i. It could fall apart. It could hold together. We'll keep an eye on that one, as any rain that does develop and fall will fall on rain-soaked ground, so that's something we don't want to see. Down towards the Big Island, scattered showers right now. We have a wind advisory in effect for the summits. This is light to moderate rain, so it shouldn't be flooding rain, but still some rain there for your Aloha Friday. Maui County, not much. Oahu, it was quite the show this morning. We had a number of thunderstorms develop. Good news is that has quieted down. We're going to have to watch this rain, same rain that's south of Kaua'i. Some of that could possibly impact Oahu later tonight. So we're going to have much more on not only the rain that's been happening, but we do expect another round of showers and storms as we head later in this weekend. We'll have the details on that coming up a little bit later. Right now in Kaua'i, we have our own Kristen Concilio reporting about all the heavy rain and flood damage, unfortunately,
we're here on Aloha Place in Koloa, where residents are outside their homes trying to salvage anything they can. Now we can see here couches, beds, rugs, dresser drawers. They're trying to clean up the mess before the rain comes again this weekend. Now, I can't smell anything, but residents say the smell was horrendous. We have with us Sky Grip, and now Sky, you live here, and both your homes got flooded.
Yes, it did. It was horrible. The road turned into a stream, flooded both of my houses. We've been cleaning the mud out all day long, and when it first started flooding, it was like the septic tank mud was coming out and you could smell it, and it was really horrible. So all day we've been having to shower off and then just mop up mud. That's what I think they're doing in the house right now over there. Just trying to get the floors all clean so we can actually have a place to sleep that isn't, like toxic, basically, right? Yeah, so a lot of hard work ahead, and yeah, we're just hoping that we can find solutions, because this has been happening literally since 2018. We had the big flood, and then there was another one that got the majority of the houses here, and then this is a third one just in a few years. And then there's been other floods before that that got these guys all houses. So I think about 6 in the last 20 years or so times it flooded this street. So we just want to find solutions, is what the whole neighborhood wants here, right?
Thanks so much, Sky. Now coming up, we'll hear more from Sky, and we'll actually show you what happened overnight. Reporting live from Koloa, Kristen Concilio, back to you, Lei.
So many people trying to clean up that debris. Thank you so much, Kristen. Well, within the past hour, Governor Josh Green signed an emergency proclamation to help people recover from the Kaua'i flooding. Now, this is on top of Kauai County's emergency proclamation that was issued earlier this afternoon. Now, the state's disaster relief is available until April 22nd. The county's is available for the next 60 days. Residents are being asked to document the damage on their property. The state has also put in a request for an emergency proclamation. Now, the county has opened shelters to residents if you are impacted by the storm and need a place to stay. Department of Parks and Recreation opened shelters at the Kaua'i and Koloa neighborhood centers. Volunteers with the American Red Cross are at both locations. Officials advise, though, residents to shelter in place unless they need to evacuate because of all that flooding. We're going to have so much more on Kaua'i coming up in the second half of the show, plus the details on the fatal crash right here on Oahu. But for now, I'm going to send it back to you guys.
Mahalo lei, of course. That is your Aina Kupuna, along with Mele and Lena Girl. You guys, so I mean, you guys were, the phones were blowing up this morning, right?
All morning long. Of course, you guys all saw the cracked bridge, Wailua Bridge. It's about a block away from our house. So we grew up on Apana Road behind Cocoa Palms, and our entire property behind Cocoa Palms on Apana Road is completely gone.
Wow.
My cousin was telling me that the EMT was actually rescuing people on Apana Road last night, and they said the downpour was just tremendous. It was like a monsoon. It didn't stop. And then my cousin was also telling me that they kept telling the county to for a long time to move the crane, you know, because once that Wailua River swells up, it doesn't matter how heavy the crane is, it's gonna lift it up, and that's exactly what happened, and that's why the crane landed on the bridge. But they said lucky thing had the electric wires, so it kind of like buffered the crane from the bridge. It would have had even more damage to the bridge if it wasn't for the electric wires. But yeah, our property in Wailua completely gone. Our other family's property out in Hanalei, because my mom and dad had the kalo farm, all completely gone. Wow. Everything is gone.
Well, we will continue to pull it for your ohana and all of our ohana over there on the island of Kaua'i. Of course, it was a flash flood, so it happens very quickly, especially as Pete mentioned earlier, when the ground is already saturated.
Yes.
The ground,
no place for the water to go.
So that's when all the flooding happens. And you know, I mean, this is a great reminder for all of us in the entire Pai'aina, the entire archipelago, to prepare for disasters of this nature. And as a matter of fact, a new study revealed that the best U.S. states to survive a disaster and apocalyptic event was just released. And Vermont is the #1 state where you would be all good.
So Vermont is like literally on the other side of
the world,
for
the
us,
continent,
you know, the continent and across the ocean.
Yes, so very far. Hawaii on that list ranked dead last. So this is, again, an incredible reminder for us to be prepared. Now, they took data from 18 key indicators that affect survivability in each state, and they grouped it into weapons and security. So that includes police, fire, supplies and survival resources, population density, medical services, gas and vehicle supplies, even climate, you know, where the different states would survive in harsh winters.
Right.
Of course, that was the only metric that we fared well in.
Right, because we don't have those harsh winters.
Yeah, but everything else we came in dead last. So again, as we just kind of reflect on our ohana on Kaua'i, and we saw the live footage with our Kristen Concilio.
You know, and we experienced Hurricane Iniki and Hurricane Eva, right? That's why you guys don't know. You guys always, we joke about it. I'm a doomsday prepper. I really am, because we're traumatized what happened. And I would always tell people, because prepping for food, gas, water, emergency kit, it costs a lot of money. So I tell people just buy it in increments, but just store it away, because you just never know when the rainy day is going to come. Candles, flashlights, you know, food, dehydrated food.
It's something that we already do in our families because of Kaua'i, but also just growing up and understanding that, you know, those barges and those containers not always going to come in with the things that you need. So start stocking up now.
And you know, Melet mentioned about and you did too, about the stocking up with the food, but you also should rotate that, right?
Oh, absolutely. You cannot just leave it there. You have to make sure that as you're stocking up, you put that towards the back and you pull everything forward, and that's what you eat from. That's what you eat from.
And you know, there's something that nobody gets, but I suggest get because of Hurricane Iniki. Get a fishing pole, because when we didn't have no food and no electricity for months and months and months, our families went fishing, and everybody went cook fish on the grill. So for real, go get a fishing pole.
That is awesome
And
advice.
your pocket knife.
Yeah.
In fact, I get my one right over here, baby.
Leave that over there. I get nervous when Melly reaches for that. You might be nervous too, so you know what we'll do? We'll take a break. We're going to go to break right now. We'll be right back. You're watching Island Life Live.